With the general elections scheduled for February next year, the Lagos State chapter of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies held this forum to discuss electoral issues and how democracy could be sustained in the country. And there couldn't have been any better person to discuss how the country is preparing for next year's election than the man who heads the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega.
Since 2011, we asked ourselves, what did we do right that we can sustain? What reports did we get about the wrongdoings, both from observers, international and domestic, and from our own in-house inquiries, so that we can keep on improving the process. And we've done quite a lot in that regard. Apart from our own internal reviews, we set up even an independent body consisting of some academics and some civil society members with integrity to see what can be done to improve. And they gave us an excellent report. And that report is already on our website and is downloadable.
Jega, whose commission has come under scathing criticism over the shoddy manner in which the last Anambra State governorship election was conducted, told his audience here that remedial measures have been put in place to bring about a reform and ensure that nothing goes wrong in 2015.
Anambra, there was a mistake. We owned up to it. We identified the person responsible. We've taken him to court. As I speak with you, he is being prosecuted in court for that error of distributing results sheets wrongly. So we learn from our mistakes and we act as we move on in order to improve.
The senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Akinola Babalola Odunsi, who also spoke at the forum, voiced serious concerns over INEC's ability to prosecute electoral offenders, saying from what he knows, the commission hasn't got the resources to do the job.
We have heard that INEC budget for prosecution of electoral offences was a paltry 10 million naira under the 2013 Appropriation Act. Well, that is so paltry that if you call a senior advocate of Nigeria, you will only be able to do one case with that kind of figure. But I think Professor Jega knows what to do. He can appeal to the Committee on INEC in the National Assembly, and now that we're in the budget process, he can get more, that if they are serious about prosecuting election malpractices.
Speaking along the same line, Vice President of the Alumni Association of the National Institute, Dr. Garba Usman Tetengi, charged INEC to ensure the elections were credible and legitimate.
The institution central to the electoral process is the INEC, and the responsibility of conducting credible election rests squarely on its shoulder. I must mention, however, that every person has a responsibility towards complementing the effort of INEC. We therefore call on all stakeholders to ensure the success of our nascent democracy by playing their own part.
But some in the hall argue that the commission has begun on the wrong footing, pointing out that the timetable released by INEC is suspicious.
The tendency of the bandwagon effect, we've seen it happen in this country before. When a ruling party wants to win at all costs, they bring in presidential election first. And when you do that, and everything is done to ensure that the presidential candidate of that ruling party wins, then that's the end of the rest of the elections. Because the presidential election is the most important election. So if you can manipulate a particular person to win, all the other parties will become so discouraged, so they lose hope completely, they lose interest in the election, and you just have dominoes collapsing all over the place. And it's a one-way, it's a straight ticket to victory, not based on merit, not based on votes.
The timetable for the election has indeed generated so much debate in the country, with the main opposition alleging that it is designed to favor the ruling People's Democratic Party. But INEC has dismissed such allegations, arguing it had the power to arrange the elections in the way it deems fit. Analysts say the Commission is taking a big risk by fixing the presidential election before other elections. They say there is no room for any form of mistake or the usual logistics nightmare that has trailed virtually every election that the Commission has conducted. Chidinma Chikezi, TV 360, Lagos.
Fresh graduates